everybody is born with a little something extra, and sometimes they just have to find it. A little something extra is that superpower that every single one of us has inside that motivates us and drives our passion and makes us do the things that we do.
We're all on the same team. Let's think about how we can make that team as inclusive as we can.
For those of you listening to our podcast right now, you can also check out our video podcast at alittlesomethingextrapodcast.org.
Okay, everybody, we are back for another episode of A Little Something Extra with me, Nancy Gianni, and my daughter,
GiGi,
and my son,
Franco.
Whoop,
Not
whoop.
the Franco. Franco.
Nope, just plain old Franco. And oh my gosh, I'm so excited. We are with two of my favorite people in the whole world.
well, my favorite, actually.
No, they're my favorite.
Both.
No, mine.
Both.
Mine.
Both.
Mine. Gigi.
It's both.
I was speaking first.
You, me.
Okay,
both.
fine. They're both of our favorites. From our Syracuse Playhouse, Heather and Bill. Woo, 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 woo.
Nice.
Whoa. What's going on, brother?
Just hanging with my favorite friends.
With your favorite friend? But wait a minute.
Uh-huh.
Do you have a hat with her name on it?
Oh, wow.
That's GiGi.
Who's on your hat?
Nancy and GiGi.
I see that. I don't see an H on there anywhere.
Heather's my favorite.
Okay, fine.
So,
Thanks, Gigi.
you're welcome.
You'll have to put her on a hat then. Bill, that hat's looking good on you. I would wear that everywhere I went.
Me too.
He's wearing, for those of you who are listening and not
He
watching,
does
he's
wear
wearing a
this
hat.
everywhere he goes.
He is.
So
That's
don't worry.
Nancy
That's
and
right.
Gigi on it. I think
And where did Bill get that hat?
He loves us.
he does
Was
love
that
us.
passed down from Nancy and Gigi, or did Bill make that himself?
No, Bill, tell Franco where you got this hat.
Oh, yeah, I got this hat at a state fair, and they made it.
They made it.
Oh,
at the
they
state
made
fair.
it.
That is a
Wow.
custom, one-of-a-kind hat. You cannot find that at Hugs and
That is
Loves.
fantastic. And was Nancy and Gigi there with you when you made that hat, or did you you felt like
No.
you needed to rep them?
Actually, I do to give them like a little respect of their names.
Yeah.
Actually, I am the biggest fan for all three of you.
Oh,
But I want
all
you
about
to
the
tell them
respect.
who took you to the fair the
Doesn't
night
matter.
that this was made, but was also left off of this.
Heather.
Ah.
He just walks up with the new hat and is like, all right, let's go get some dinner. And I'm like, oh, that's hurtful. You're getting an Uber home.
so Bill, do you remember when we came to Syracuse and surprised you?
Do you remember when they came to Syracuse and surprised you?
Yes.
That was really awesome.
And speaking of that,
Mm-hmm.
Heather sent me something on my cell phone. She's singing a little happy birthday song.
Oh, to my boy Bill, of course.
Yep. She sang you, her and Jeej sang you happy birthday.
And I love it.
Oh, you loved it. I'm so glad.
And I was laughing so hard.
Yeah.
And because I'm the biggest fan of you two a
Aw.
lot.
Yes.
Because I know I am inspired of you and Gigi
Aw.
and her brother also.
Oh,
Because I don't know
Thank you,
them
Bill.
out. but-
Yes, we've not got the honor to hang out. The privilege.
Maybe, Franco, maybe we'll make the next hat.
Yes, I might be able to make the next one. Heather and Franco on the next hat. We still haven't gained Bill's respect yet. So once we
Or
get
how
there.
about how about Heather and GiGi?
Heather and Gigi? Oh, so
Yes.
she's trying to knock mom off the head. Is
With a
what's
big
happening now.
skillet cookie in the middle,
Yes,
right, Jeej?
yes.
So, Bill, what do you think about, like, okay, the Syracuse Playhouse, one of my favorites. What do you think about the Syracuse Playhouse? What number were you guys? What number Playhouse were you?
We were the 12th Playhouse.
my
We
gosh.
opened in 2012. Thank goodness. It makes it very easy
Makes
to
it very
remember.
Yes.
Amen.
12th Playhouse, and now we have 57.
Well,
That is crazy
57.
town.
It's insane. Insane.
Whoa.
So exciting.
And what year did you
Oh,
win the
yes.
Volunteer of the Year award, Miss Rodriguez?
Oh yeah, that's right back there on the wall. I don't know if you can see it. Oh, it's behind Bill's head.
Really?
What was it, 2014?
Yeah.
Ah.
2015.
Oh, 2015. That's pretty cool, huh, Bill?
Oh, yes.
Not cool enough to make a hat
Yeah.
about it, but
Ooh,
Uh-oh.
actually, in speaking of the word, the gala,
Oh,
I didn't think
and
you
I
said
did
good.
not inspect this.
Oh no, I don't even know what's
No,
gonna happen.
yes, you do.
I do.
It was on your cell phone. I saw you standing up with somebody on it.
Have you been hacking my cell phone?
No, because I saw you standing up. Because I was the guest speaker,
Yes, you were a guest speaker.
right?
at the
And
gala.
then I just saw you standing up with a cell phone.
Oh,
I did not know on the cell phone it's Nancy and GiGi,
Yes.
and they saw me. I was the guest speaker.
Yeah,
yes.
you were.
A couple years ago. Yes, pre-COVID.
Yes.
Guest speaker, and yes, we sent the video to Nancy and GiGi.
And you guys
I
killed it.
inspected this, and now here goes the best part.
Oh my.
Remember, you took me actually to the hotel.
Oh.
And I did not inspect this. I saw someone coming out of the hotel.
Mhm.
It was those two.
It was those two.
I was with my happy cry on my face.
You were happy
I
crying.
was made in heaven.
You were made in heaven.
You are just ultimate.
Yes,
with
that was the
quotes.
best surprise. We pulled that off.
We did pull that off. That was one of my favorites. One of my favorites.
Yeah, I know, Bill. We
Oh,
haven't
yeah.
got the chance to actually formally meet yet, so I need to come out to Syracuse next. We can hang out.
This is a great.
And you are now booked to come visit the Syracuse Playhouse.
Yes.
Mark me down, Bill.
We are ready for it. So, Bill, what is your favorite memory at the Syracuse Playhouse?
Do you have a favorite memory
Oh,
of being at Gigi's?
actually, I do actually.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't have. I have a wonderful time here. Okay, and this of his GG's Playhouse is unbelievable. We have a wonderful time. So we do like a Christmas parties
Mm.
or the Halloween parties. We have tons of fun. Play some games.
You like to party.
Yeah.
party.
Party hardy.
So your favorite memory of Judy's Playhouse is Party and Hardy. I like it.
Yes,
I'd say it's probably
favorite
appropriate.
memory is
Yeah.
partying hard, huh?
Yes.
Actually, this is my favorite memories.
Okay.
And without Nancy
Oh.
and without Gigi, because they work so hard for Gigi's Playhouse from all over the world. That inspired me of that.
That
Aw.
inspires you? Does that,
Yes, it
it
does.
inspires you to work hard?
Thank you,
And
Bill.
so someday, hopefully, maybe, I know it's up to you and Nancy, maybe, who knows?
Yeah.
Because I'd like to go on a tour.
Yeah, we're just waiting, what'd I say? We're waiting for the private jet.
Yep.
That's you.
You're the private jet.
My arms
You're
would
the
get
fun
very
one.
tired. I can't
Yeah,
fly.
mine too.
Yep,
So-
nobody wants to visit all of the playhouses more than Bill.
Oh,
He is the
Bill, I do
biggest
too.
cheerleader and champion.
Every time I
of Gigi's.
drive by a playhouse, like I drive by an exit, wherever I'm driving and I see a place, I want to stop so bad. But there's too many of them now. It's hard. It's
I
so
know.
hard.
It's a good problem to have.
It is a good problem to have,
though,
but I want to
right?
do it. I'm going to jump in an RV and do the Gigi's Playhouse tour. I thought it would be this year for my 20-year anniversary, but
I love it.
But we don't have time.
we don't have time. We're trying to figure it out, though. But Heather, now you answer the question, little girl. What is your favorite memory of the Syracuse Playhouse? I know you have to have a couple. I know you have a few of them, but
Favorite memory of the Syracuse. I know, there is so many, it's hard to narrow down.
Oh, yes.
Maybe
I'm
about
gonna go
me.
back a few years.
Sorry.
Probably my favorite memory is we had a adult friend come into the Playhouse who was not really used to being around people. She was a part of a family that loved her dearly, but also didn't fully understand the opportunities for individuals with Down syndrome. So she was at home a lot. And she came to the Playhouse and was incredibly overwhelmed, scared, didn't want to stay at first. I mean, the first time she came, she maybe stayed 10 minutes and she stood right by the door. She didn't want to talk to anybody. She didn't want to know nothing about nobody. And her support staff who was with her was, apologetic and I'm so sorry. And one of the things that I love the most about Gigi's is we meet everybody exactly where they are. And where she was not being used to an environment like Gigi's Playhouse. And so, her staff member was told, you keep coming back, absolutely keep coming back. And it took probably about 3 or 4 visits, but each time she would come and she'd get a little bit closer to what we were doing, whether it was writing thank you notes or singing karaoke or having a dance party or cooking. She'd get a little bit closer each time. She would start to talk to certain people. Within, I would say 2 months, she was coming to every single program. She would open that door. Hello, Gigi's Playhouse.
Oh, no.
Everybody got a hug. Everybody got a high five.
I
Yes.
applaud for that one.
Yes.
She was just fully involved in everything that we were doing. And she had noticed that several of our self-advocates, Bill included, were helping to give speeches or go on the local news. And she had decided that she wanted to do that too. And she worked really hard to prepare for that. And she did a lot of practicing and writing a speech about herself and what she loved about Gigi's. And so she was getting ready to speak at a VIP event that we were holding here for potential board members to join our team. And it came her time to speak and she was terrified.
Wow.
Which I get. Public speaking did not come naturally to me. It was something that I learned and got brave in and did many times scared. And so she was just so scared and she couldn't quite find the nerve. And I told her that was okay. If she changed her mind, she could come back up. And sure enough, I watched her sitting there in her seat, fidgeting and going over her notes. And finally she just stood up and she came up and she stood next to me and she held onto my hand and she said, will you stay with me? And I said, absolutely. And she read her speech and she made eye contact, and the level of pride that she felt at the end of that, because of course she got a standing ovation, because I don't care who you are, you've had to do something scared. You've had to do something that you think you can't do. And she showed every person in that room how to do it. And it was easily one of my most favorite moments.
Oh,
That-
that is awesome.
Really beautiful.
Well, thanks.
That was good, Bill.
I have a question for Heather.
Oh, okay.
Heather, I have a question for you.
All right, girlfriend, hit me.
Do you remember that my mom ate all the skillet cookie?
No.
Oh, the skillet cookie. That's
Not
our
true.
thing. You and me.
I know.
She's saying I ate it all. I did not eat all
Well,
this.
I know.
Well-
That's why we don't let her come with us anymore,
Well,
right?
that's why I'm not invited anymore.
Because sometimes she didn't share.
That is so mean. It's
I
so
know.
not
It's
true.
I know, Gigi. It's all right. That's why it's our thing.
Yes, but now it's our thing.
Okay, fine.
So-
Just leave mommy out. I'm out. Fine.
My mom will eat the brownie skillet, but Daddy,
Okay, fine.
not the cookie one.
Oh, I get the brownie skillet, not the cookie one. Oh my
Yep,
gosh.
yep.
All right. So I got to go back a few more years. So 2012, you opened as the 12th Playhouse. But Heather, how did you even find out about Gigi's Playhouse? You don't have a child with Down syndrome. You had no connection to Down syndrome. Where did you come from? This gift from God. Where did you come from?
Well, you might be overselling that intro, but I'll take it. Yeah, I didn't know that I needed Gigi's until I found Gigi's. Growing up in the 70s and 80s, you know what? You're older than me. Growing up in the 70s and 80s, we didn't really talk about disabilities. Schools started becoming inclusive, but it was still really not discussed. Our parents at that time didn't know how to talk about disability because nobody was talking about it really.
Right.
But so I grew up always very curious about people with different abilities than me, but never was given answers outside of, oh, don't stare. Just be thankful for what you have. And I always wondered, well, what do I have? Like so it was just very confused. And when I was pregnant with my third child, a blogger on Instagram and through a photography website that I was a part of was pregnant just a little bit ahead of me. And her baby was born with a surprise diagnosis of Down syndrome. And she started journaling through Instagram, through her blog, really what Down syndrome was, how it was changing their family, what they were learning. And I couldn't get enough information. But because I am I need to do something, I need to be busy, I didn't know how to get involved in my local community. I was still somebody that if I was in Target and I saw a person with Down syndrome, I would just stand there frozen trying to figure out how to make that person my friend instead of just walking up and saying hi. So, I didn't know what I didn't know. And, that was about, a year or two or so. And then I found out that GiGi's Playhouse Down Syndrome Achievement Centers opened right here in Syracuse. And a girlfriend had said, hey, did you hear? Because she knew that I had been turned down by another organization because I wasn't a parent. And so I
So you wanted to give back to Down
nervously
syndrome.
submitted a volunteer application thinking, are they going to not want me? Because I don't know anything about Down syndrome, except that I want to know something about Down syndrome. And within 15 minutes, I was receiving a phone call from our founding president, inviting me in a couple days later to their first official program, because this was all within the week of the grand opening.
Oh my gosh.
And I thought, hey, I'm going to walk in, I'm going to take a few pictures. I was so nervous because I was the one that was different now. This was not my community, at least at that time. That's what I thought, that this wasn't my community. So I was worried I was going to say the wrong thing. I was going to offend somebody. I still at that time wondered, do people say Down syndrome, or is that something you have to whisper? I just didn't know. I came in a complete blank slate on disabilities as a whole. And I walked in and everything changed. Every single thing changed. And I met the greatest teachers that I think I have ever had in my life, Bill being one. But so parents of young kids and adults and people my age who've now become my very best friends have spent the last 10 years feeding into me and teaching me. And now this is my community. And I can't imagine not having this. And I feel so sad for people that don't have this, because you're just missing so much. So for me, GiGi's, I didn't need it as a parent. But I needed it as a human being. I needed a place to come and a place to serve, because that was a need that I had. But I wasn't just checking a box like, oh, hey, I did my volunteer hours this month. Right. If the doors were open, I was here. Yeah. And I was always looking for, what else can I do? What else can I learn? What else can I consume? What else can I give? Because I was receiving, and still to this day, receive more than I will ever be able to give back to this community.
That is so awesome. So awesome.
I mean, it is, because, the fact that you went into this organization in 2013, not knowing anything, wanting to learn, wanting to grow, and now just the way that you are now, having known you for so long, and just seeing the way that you can speak about Down syndrome, speak about individuals with Down syndrome and the relationships that you've built with them. Like the fact that you would see yourself frozen in a Target, like not knowing how to approach someone with Down syndrome.
It's
and
crazy.
Like you're the last person I would ever think that would be the response, because now the way that you've just completely made it a part of who you are is something that's so special, and something that I think is such a special story that GiGi's Playhouse could provide to someone's life. And the fact that we're so happy to talk to you about this right now, and so others can hear about it, because you don't need to be connected to the diagnosis, through blood or through, whatever situation. You just wanted to dive in, and it's allowed you to now be connected, virtually through blood. I mean, you got Bill sitting right there, and the impact that you've made on his life and he's had on yours. I just think.
Well, I think on
it's
her
really
other
special.
kids too. I think what she did is, so this volunteer comes in, has no connection at all to Down syndrome except for the fact that she wants to learn more about it. Walks in and ends up, and as much as you say you were probably scared, I know your heart, as soon as it started, that was it for her. And she embraced it. They embraced her. But then I look at your kids. I look at your entire family, which I know they would have been amazing anyways because of you and Dan. But I just think that they take your lead. I think they watch you as a mom now who became this leader in a community she never even was a part of. And I just think that's really cool. I think that's amazing because your kids obviously are just so service oriented. And that's because they're watching you, girl. So that volunteering. Okay, Gigi, I see you. Gigi's pointing. Apparently, we're taking too long, and she wants to speak. So, anyways, we love you, and we're so grateful. And I'm glad you shared that story. For anybody else, any other volunteer out there who might feel intimidated and say, "I don't know anybody with Down syndrome. I don't know how to walk in the door." Who cares? Just take that first step. Take that first step, and your life will change.
Take the first step, and don't worry if you don't know. I mean, I did not know what I did not know. I didn't even know that you could proudly shout the words Down syndrome.
Right.
I thought that it was something we whispered, and I
Yeah.
didn't know why we would whisper it, but am I going to offend a parent if I say Down syndrome?
Right.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
No.
No.
It's,
Yes.
I didn't know anything.
Yeah.
And Gigi's was so amazing and just fed into me and it just gave me a whole new set of eyes
That's so
for the
awesome.
world around me.
When was the first time you met Bill? Do you remember that? Bill, do you remember
Bill
the first
and
time you
I
met Heather?
Bill and I go to the same church.
Yep.
So that was one of those instances where I knew that Bill existed,
Yeah.
but I didn't know how to become his friend. Because again, that's what I mean. The ridiculousness of when I look at myself 10 years ago and I'm just like, why wouldn't you just go up and say hi?
Right?
But that's where I was. I thought that I had to have some kind of training
Yes.
or knowledge about, I'm a type 1 diabetic. Why would I expect that anybody that introduces themselves to me be an expert in type 1 diabetes? Nope. If you
Right.
got questions, ask. It's the same thing within the Down syndrome community. So I had known from a, roundabout way, Bill at church. Bill is a gentleman who loves his community, and is basically the mayor of any room he walks into. So it's hard to miss Bill. But then once the Playhouse opened and we started offering Fantastic Friends here at the Syracuse Playhouse shortly after opening, I was here, he was here, and just knowing each other from church made it very easy, and we bonded pretty quick, and I found myself a BFF.
That's
Nice.
right.
He's the best.
There's two things, so I'll make it really quick. And this particular book that I really love is by GiGi, actually. I know she made the book
You know the book. What's it called?
of Generation G.
Whoop, whoop.
Okay, and I didn't read a lot.
Mm-hmm.
That inspired me, actually,
Oh.
because it's not just me with the Down syndrome. Okay, that is from all over the world with all the different names and pictures. because I know she worked so hard on this book that I really like. It's awesome. And oh boy, I'm gonna hate this, but
Oh. What are you gonna hate?
no. I mean, I know she worked so hard on this book, and then I know it inspired me a lot. I saw some pictures in the book.
Mm-hmm.
So like Down syndrome kids and teens or something.
Yeah.
All those little kids in there. That inspired me because I love kids
You do love kids.
a lot.
Oh.
Yes.
You're good with kids.
And hey, gee, Nancy, this is for you. I know, and I know you have lots of great. You have a lot of great jokes, and because you inspired me actually.
Oh,
Wait, when does Nancy tell jokes?
No,
Knock,
once in a
knock.
while, but not all the
Oh, boy.
time.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, not all the time, but
I missed those.
and with all those two that inspired me a lot
Yeah.
with all the different types, with the different names, like the Down syndrome kids and teens or something,
Mm-hmm.
any types. And I wish I would come and visit you guys soon.
I knew we were going there. That you buried the lead on that one, kid.
Oh yeah. And I have a hat that Chicago.
You're gonna have to wear that when you come visit us.
That's right.
And because I did see Nancy, no, what name? I mean, GiGi for the first pitch
Oh.
at that game.
At that Cubs game.
I saw that.
Did you?
It was so cool.
What
So
do you
cool.
think, Cheech?
And then because of her, because I got the hat of
Ah.
Chicago Cubs.
There
See
we
that?
go.
Not only are you inspiring people and changing the way people see Down syndrome, but you're also changing the way they see the Chicago Cubs.
How about that? All right, Gigi. She wants her time.
If you had one message to the world, what would it be?
If you had one message to the world.
If you wanted to tell the world one thing, what would it be?
Okay, here we go.
Buckle up,
Oh,
friends.
jeez.
Okay. I have
Here we go.
just one word. It's called celebrate. When it says celebrate, doesn't matter like Down syndrome or all the different names, like even babies,
Okay.
teens, or whatever, of any ages. That's why.
We need
Everybody
to celebrate
be
that.
celebrated?
Everyone.
Everybody, it doesn't matter is different or not. It should always celebrate GG's no matter what.
I love
Celebrate
it.
everybody who's different or not. I'm 100% with you. That was a good message to the world. Celebrate everybody.
Amen.
All right,
love it.
Rodriguez, what do
Love
you
it.
got? What
Match
do you got?
that.
Yeah, match that.
All right. So now I have to think what my message to the world would be. I guess my message to the world would be to stay curious and don't stay in your own bubble. Don't stay inside what you know. Get curious and go out and learn about different lifestyles, different
Awesome.
people, different communities, people with disabilities, etc. Find out, increase your circle, because you're going to lead a much more enriched life when you let the different in.
I love it.
Absolutely.
Love it.
So
All right,
true.
and now, Bill,
a little
you.
bit of culture.
Yeah, you do know, Bill. This is called a little something extra, brother. What is your little something extra? What is your superpower that makes Bill who he is? What is your superpower?
What is your superpower? What makes you awesome?
Well, okay, here we go. Okay,
I always got to get
Here we go.
geared up.
for my heroes is like Down syndrome, but any style that are my heroes.
People with
Right.
Down syndrome?
people with Down syndrome with the different names. Yes, it doesn't matter what styles they are. That is my heroes.
They're your
Okay.
heroes, and that gives you your superpowers.
Yes, that too.
I think your
Inspires you.
your dance moves are part of your superpower.
I heard they're pretty great, Bill.
Yes.
I think-
Nobody
Show us
can
some
cut
time.
up a dance floor the way you can.
You mean?
Oh, gosh.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
you
Well, I hope
mean-
we have some background. Are you just gonna dance with no music?
No,
Oh.
it's okay.
Oh, it's okay.
Oh,
It's fine.
oh,
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 oh, gosh.
oh,
I feel like I'm about to get knocked out.
Brother, those were some
I mean,
moves.
that's, like I said, that's
Yep.
a superpower that
that-
can't be contained,
Nope.
apparently.
No.
And I think your other
And don't try to.
superpower is making people feel special, because you always
Yes.
make me feel special. Especially
And you put a happy smile on their own faces.
Mhm.
yes. Yep.
Really
You
make
do that
people
to a
happy.
lot of people, brother. You do that to a lot of people. Heather, your superpower, you're something extra.
I don't know. My superpower would probably be that I can find the humor in just about any situation. We can have fun no matter where we are, what we're doing. If it's a hard day, if it's, yeah, I would say probably I've got a pretty good sense of humor.
I would have
I
to
would have-
agree.
yeah.
150,000%.
I'd say it fits you pretty well.
Yes.
We have definitely done some laughing over the years,
A
haven't
little
we?
bit.
Oh,
a
yes.
little bit. Okay, Gigi, now you can move on to your tips. Thank you. You're welcome.
Tips for having fun.
Ooh.
Don't be afraid to be silly. Dance like no one is watching. Smile often.
Hang on, she's gonna finish.
Sorry.
Belly laughs are the best laughs. Never stop having it.
Woo!
Never stop having fun.
I love those tips.
Whoop, whoop. Bill, did you have a tip to add to that?
And,
We're gonna live those tips for sure.
See?
and speaking of silly,
Oh,
Gigi,
Speaking of silly,
Okay.
speaking of silly,
because I love Gigi a lot, but every time she comes to North Syracuse, Gigi's Playhouse, it's me and her, and be a little wild together. So, but not all the time, just sometimes.
just sometimes.
But no.
Because she inspired me. She has some great jokes, great personality.
Yes, I would agree. G just kind of
hear that?
an
Cheech?
amazing woman.
Yeah.
Inspired him to have fun.
Yes. Well, I want to say I am so happy that I got to see you guys, even if it is only virtually. I wish it was in person, but this will be our year. We will see each other this year, because I need a little Bill in my life. I need a little Heather in my life.
And me.
And I need a little Gigi in my life. And anybody can stop by the Syracuse Playhouse. If you want to see a playhouse full of love, full of fun,
And cherish.
and cherish, yes, and be cherished, then go to Gigi's Playhouse Syracuse. We love you guys. Number 12. So you inspired 45 other playhouses after you, and that's a lot to be proud of, you guys. So
And
thank you for being a part of our 20-year celebration. This was really, really awesome to have you guys. It makes me so happy. I miss you, Bill. I love you. I think that is the most awesome hat I've ever seen. Heather, mwah, I love you so much, and we'll make sure you get on one of our hats. Love you guys.
Oh, Bill.
Mwah. Throw a kiss, G.
Mwah.
Everybody is born with a little something extra, and sometimes they just have to find it. A little something extra is that superpower that every single one of us has inside that motivates us and drives our passion and makes us do the things that we do.
We're all on the same team. Let's think about how we can make that team as inclusive as we can.
For those of you listening to our podcast right now, you can also check out our video podcast at alittlesomethingextrapodcast.org.